Hey guys, Dividend Enjoyer here, and today I want to talk about my $36,134 portfolio. I'm currently up $935.09 on an unrealized basis. This is not including stocks that I've sold or dividends that I've earned, which are both positive. Currently making about $676.03 a year in dividend income, and I expect that to increase over time. And I'm going to start from the lowest stock to my top stock. So let's get us started with Meta, ticker symbol META. Meta is obviously very, very invested in the AI game. I think Zuckerberg's doing a pretty good job as CEO. I think that he fully understands what the mission is, and that mission is, making ads more efficient using artificial intelligence, and making ads smarter using artificial intelligence. And I think that that's where the money really is for Meta, and that's why I really wanted to invest, especially when the stock was a lot cheaper. Um, just because I thought that for the expected growth and everything, that it was at a very good price when I was paying about 600 for it. Now I'm actually considering fully selling out of Meta. I think that the expectations are very high, but I'm still going to hold on to it because usually when my instinct is to sell out of something, it usually has more room to run. But Meta is up 45.81% from where I bought it, and that is obviously extremely high. So I'm a little hesitant on if I want to continue being a Meta investor just in general. Next up, we got Hasbro, ticker symbol HAS. I'm a really big fan of Hasbro. I really like Hasbro, mainly for Wizards of the Coast, mainly for Magic the Gathering. I think that the collectible markets in general are going to be a trend that is going to continue to be able to sustain itself into the future. And I think that collectibles as a whole are, going to do well. And I really see that with Magic the Gathering. And I think that Magic the Gathering is interesting because it's very different from Pokemon or other types of card collecting games, in that people actually want to play Magic the Gathering because the game is, I believe, the best kind of card game that's currently out there over a tabletop. I think that Magic has legs to continue on and to do very well. I think that they have to engineer the scarcity at Hasbro and really do a good job about delaying things and being very smart about keeping those prices up so that the consumer wants the products they're creating. And I've obviously done very well with Hasbro. I think that it's still probably pretty relatively cheap for the potential of Wizards of the Coast and for Magic the Gathering's IP just individually, not even just including all of the other IPs you're going to get, and the chance that maybe they can leverage, Monopoly or some of these other things into more digital assets. I really like Hasbro going forward. I think that they have a good future, and I think that they've just had a couple of bad years. I think that the tariff fears are also really baked into this stock, and it's kind of looking like everything's going to work out. And I think that Hasbro is going to be able to weather the storm very well. And I think that Magic the Gathering is always going to be something that, they're going to have that's going to be extremely valuable to them as a company, and probably the most valuable asset that Hasbro honestly has. Next up is Prologis, ticker symbol PLD. I'm currently up $113.47 on this, or 6.89%. I really like the stock. I like REITs right now. I think that with the interest rates coming down, refinancing is going to look very good. I like the dividend yield that this is giving. I like how boring of a company that this is. I like their debt levels. I think that their debt's very manageable. I think that the business is very strong, and I think that the future of the business looks very bright. And this is really a business that I think is going to be able to do well into the future and is very stable. This is a business that I would probably like to add more to over time, but there's kind of a range of volatility that I've noticed that it has, where it'll go in between basically the low hundreds all the way up to the high 100 and teens numbers, like the it'll sometimes go between like 107 to 117, let's say. It's usually where the stock kind of hovers. If you can get it below 100, that's where I've always tried to buy it. But it's usually pretty stable. It usually goes within those ranges, and it usually stays there for very long periods of time. That's kind of what I've noticed as an investor the entire time I've held it. But I'm just collecting the dividend. I think in a couple of years, the value is really going to be a lot more realized. And I think that this stock is going to do quite well in the future. I don't know exactly when, but I really feel confident about Prologis as a company. With them being triple net as well, which I've explained multiple times, essentially means that the person renting their warehouse space has to pay for the taxes, the electricity, the maintenance, everything. So Prologis is going to do quite well into the future, and I fully expect that the quality of their tenants is going to be very good, and that the company is going to be very strong going into the future. Next up, we have Texas Roadhouse, ticker symbol TXRH. Now, this stock is down from where I bought it, currently down about $100 or $97.88. As long as they continue to grow restaurants, I'm very happy with this company. I think that it's much cheaper than when I bought it, obviously. I mean, it looks cheaper. I think that it's probably a good deal just based off of that and based off of the valuation metrics that I've done. I think they had a disappointing quarter, and I got to say the expectations are high because it is priced very high. But if you're a patient person, you could wait until more and more restaurants come, and then those cash flows really start getting established. Because I think that they're going to continue to be able to increase the number of restaurants, and that's going to just make the market cap increase naturally over time. And that's what I'm really banking on. That's kind of the way I look at Texas Roadhouse as an investor. And as long as they're opening a lot more restaurants every year, every quarter, I'm very happy with them. I'm very happy with this company. I think that management's doing a good job. I think that they're run well, and that's what's most important to me. I think that in the long term, they're going to do very well as a business, and I can kind of see that it's worth the premium in the restaurant industry because I think that restaurants like Texas Roadhouse are going to do very well because they're very efficient. More people want to be franchisees, and they're able to expand more stores, which will make more money. They always seem packed. I think that they're really able to take a lot away from fast food, which is really overpriced right now. And I really like Texas Roadhouse fundamentally. I think that it's a good price right here, and I think that if you're a long-term investor, it makes sense to hold Texas Roadhouse for the long term. Next up, we got Apple, ticker symbol AAPL. Currently up $301.08 on this, or 12.42%. And I did trim a little bit of my Apple position, but overall I've held most of it. I was always saying 210 or below. That's where I was buying shares because the risk just seems so low to this company. And I mean, it's paid off quite quickly, but I'm still going to hold. I think that there's a lot of room to grow still. Very happy to hold this company. Like I've said many times in this video, for the long term. It's a very high quality company. Difficulty has always been growth, but I really think that their investment is really going to help them to grow their cash flows some more and kind of solve some of the issues that I had with being an Apple investor. I think that the new price kind of reflects that and the optimism that there is for Apple, and it kind of makes it feel like Apple has kind of done something. I think they were very intelligent with this move. I have to commend Tim Cook, dip my hat to him, but I have to say that I was also very smart for buying Apple at 210 or below and for calling that. Over time, these shares are going to be worth a lot more money, and I'm going to be very happy that I bought them. And I already liquidated a little bit, so I made a little bit of money off some other shares. So I'm very happy with Apple. I'm very happy with this investment. Wasn't always my top pick for tech, but when it was just beaten down the way it was, I was like, this is high quality. This is still Apple, guys. Like, this isn't just a no-name company. This is a big tech company, and this used to be the big tech company, and I think it's starting to pull back again, because that was always a saying on Wall Street. It was, hey, just shut up, buy Apple, and then walk away. It's better than buying the S&P, better than buying any company, just buy Apple. That was literally the philosophy. That was the way people thought. If you look at old stock finance YouTube videos, if you look at the way people used to talk about Apple was like just the top of the top in terms of tech and in terms of companies. And they really lost some of that growth, but I think that they still have excellence. And I still think that they're, probably one of the best companies, if not the best company that there is. And, don't count them out ever. Do not ever count Apple out. That's something I'm going to say. Next up, we got American Express, ticker symbol AXP. Currently up $348.25 or 13.52%. Currently paying me $30.36 to hold to in a year. Very happy with this business, man. I mean, what a company. What an amazing company to have gotten into for a cheap price and to hold for the rest of my life. I mean, this company has it all. I think that this company is great. I can't say enough good things about it. The thing I always say about American Express is the hardest thing is buying into it with the premium that you're paying. But man, once you get in, you're doing so well. I mean, American Express just seems to grow and grow and grow. I'm very happy to let my portfolio grow with it and to have it in my portfolio. I mean, what an amazing company. It's really all I got to say. I mean, no new news on it. Boring. Makes me money. Very happy with it. Moving on to Amazon, ticker symbol AMZN. Love this business too. Also, really not a lot of developments for me, honestly. With most of these companies, it's kind of the same. I haven't really made any moves in general. But I gotta say, man, with Amazon, I could talk about it all day with how efficient I think they are. Just how sneaky they are at taking market share, just how good of a company they are. I honestly still believe that Amazon is probably the best bet to be the highest market cap company into the future. Just because I think these logistical networks are really being undervalued for how much they're worth. And the long-term cash flow improvement just in the base business, I think is going to be amazing. I don't know. I really think that Amazon's on the cutting edge of a lot of technology too. And I really like Amazon as a business. I think that long-term, this is something that is definitely going to grow. I think the moat's going to continue to get wider. I think that all of their efforts to really grow are going to pan out well, and I think that there's going to be some different sectors of Amazon that we don't expect that are going to do really well, and I think that the future is going to be very bright for Amazon. I think that Amazon is, just a giant business with a lot of cash, and I think if there's opportunities there, they're looking for them. I mean, you can't really blame Amazon for not spending enough on X, Y, or Z project to try and make more money. Oftentimes, they're failing at certain projects, but I would rather have them trying, right? And that's how AWS works. That's how so many of these different projects within Amazon work, and they're just an amazing, brilliant company. And I'm so glad to be a shareholder. In the perspective of an investor, Amazon is a monopolistic giant with, very, very powerful and effective business tactics that are going to lead to some shareholder returns in the future, and that's why I want to own them. Next up, we have Waste Management, ticker symbol WM. This stock's been dropping, guys. I'm only up $31.20 on it. Once I get some more money, I'm going to be buying more Waste Management. I think it might be time to maybe buy a few more shares at some point. But I really love this business. I think that a lot of people are rotating out of the defensive names, and that's usually when you want to buy them. When people were rotating out of tech, that's when I was buying tech. So I would feel really good having a lot of money in Waste Management just in general. I love the business. I think that the business is very strong. Long term, the business is going to perform very well. I think that they're able to provide very good margin, and they're also moving into other kind of sectors of their markets. And I really think that Waste Management is a wonderful company that long term is going to continue to make money. I mean, it's going to be boring. It's probably going to not grow as fast as some of the other companies on my list. And it's probably it's going to be more difficult in some ways, just seeing like crazy returns from other stocks. But this company is going to pay a dividend, and it's not the craziest dividend on a annual yield sort of basis. But they do happen to grow it a lot more than some of the other ones. Like Vici has a much lower compound annual growth rate of their dividend versus Waste Management, as an example. So that dividend is going to grow at a very high rate, more than likely, into the future, which is something that I think is going to be good out of Waste Management. I also think that it's pretty cheap compared to where it's been in the past, and I really like the stock. I think that the stock maybe this should be the thing that I invest the most money in, because it seems to me, and again, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this has been financial advice. Do your own research. But it seems to me like waste management has the most defensive business out of any of my businesses, which means that it would probably have the lowest risk just in general of other market conditions and things like that. So it seems like the thing that I should be investing a lot more money into, along with Vici, just because Vici, I feel like, has very high quality tenants. So it's exposed to kind of different things. I don't really see what could disrupt waste management's business, though, just in general. So I feel like I should be investing more in waste management, probably. Like, I don't know. Maybe that's the thing that I should be just throwing more money in, especially while it's so cheap. Now that I'm kind of looking at it, I'm really glad I did this video, because I'm not always on top of this, because obviously I have, this is like my side hobby too. But looking at it, waste management looks extremely cheap, and the type of business that it is, I think that this is something that I'm going to want to add to into the future. When I have some more money coming in, this is definitely something I'm going to be contributing to while it's this low. I think I'm going to be buying it at 230 or below, like I've said before. I would also like to get some Vici, but I really think that waste management right here looks very cheap. I know that I've kind of gone on a tangent at this point in the video, but I really like this company, and I really think that this company is very strong. And if you can get it at a good price, that's usually when you want to buy it. Next up, I got Vici, ticker symbol Vici. I'm up $384.10, not including $200 in dividends. The stock's just run up. So glad I bought into it. It's paid crazy dividends so far, literally and figuratively, because we also have crazy gains on top of that. Really like this stock. Really want to get more of it. I still think that it's probably undervalued. And again, I'm debating with waste management, just because I feel like, I want to get this stock up more, but at the same time, waste management looks like it's the better deal, and I think that I have to go with waste management because it just makes more sense. But Vici just has that crazy yield that's so nice to get. It's so nice to get that money back, but I think the wiser investment would probably be waste management at this point. But Vici overall, I got to say, guys, it's treated me very well. I've made a lot of money off of it. Again, up 5.72%, but with $6,700 in, that's a pretty good chunk of change. And overall, just very happy that I'm a Vici investor. That's all I really got to say. Next up and finally is Salesforce, ticker symbol CRM. This has come back more, and as you guys can see, down 11, 11, 10, and down 11.11%. So my one wish is that this is going to rally. But I really do think that this is going to do well on earnings. I think that, earnings are going to go well for this particular quarter. I could be wrong on that, but I really think that Salesforce is going to do very well. I think that they're going to continue to make more money. I think that Wall Street really doesn't understand AI well enough, and they think that they can just replace big companies like Adobe, like Salesforce. And I don't think Salesforce's business model is going to be interrupted in any way. I think that they're going to continue to make a lot of money, and I think that they're going to prove those people wrong, and those people are going to be FOMOing back into Salesforce. I might buy more Salesforce. I really think that they have a very strong business model. And as long as there's continued growth or revenue, I want to keep being a shareholder in it, because I think that that's going to continue into the future. And I also think if there are any issues that Salesforce has, the management is probably aware of it, and the people in the know are probably aware of it. So that's kind of my opinion on Salesforce and my overall portfolio. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. We're at 542, trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I appreciate all of you guys. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.